Back to the South African morning. Now, the number of children with severe wasting is on the rise. That's when a child is too thin due to rapid weight loss, due to a lack of eating. The war in Ukraine is making matters worse now, plunging the world even deeper into a global food crisis. But to discuss this even further, we're now joined by Unicef Nutrition Adviser. That's Christiane Rudert. Christiane, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. I want to talk about child wasting. Perhaps let's get more clarity in definition in simpler terms, and also keep us up to speed on how prevalent is child wasting, I suppose, in South Africa.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me. Child wasting is when a child is too thin for their height or has a very low mid-upper arm circumference. That's a very easy way to measure it. This result is a result of an acute shortage of food, and also combined with disease like diarrhea, malaria. It puts a child at 11 times more risk of dying. And right now we are.
Yes, continue, Christian.
Right now, UNICEF has issued a red alert on the dire situation of wasting around the world. And in the continent of Africa, we are particularly concerned about the rapidly rising prevalence of wasting in the Horn of Africa in particular, and in the Sahel, where we're seeing unprecedented rates of wasting resulting from a combination of prolonged drought and repeated years where the rains have been below normal, as well as conflict and COVID, the longer-term effects of the COVID pandemic. And right now we're also seeing the effects of the war in Ukraine, which are causing food prices to rise exponentially, are causing fuel prices to rise, and are diverting, I have to say, a lot of the donor assistance that we urgently need to ensure that thousands and thousands of children don't die in the Horn of Africa and other places.
Yeah. Christian, if I may ask, what causes child wasting? What's the root cause?
The root cause is an acute lack of food, and this is often caused by situations like a drought, when communities do not have any more the foods that they rely on. It is also caused by illness. So in combination with this acute lack of food, we often see that children will get diarrhea or malaria or pneumonia, which exacerbates and makes the condition even worse.
I want to talk about treatment now that we have a better understanding of, the cause here. How is treatment, going right now to obviously help children that are affected by child wasting? And is there enough funding and financing that goes to this treatment?
So the treatment for these wasted children is provided with a product called ready-to-use therapeutic food, which is a simple ready-to-eat combination of peanut paste, flour, sugar, milk powder, and a high concentration of vitamins and minerals. It's in a little sachet that the child eats as an outpatient, and completes the treatment in around 2 months if everything goes well, in combination with medicines. Now, at the moment, around the world, around 10 million children desperately need RUTF and are not receiving it because of lack of funding. And this lack of funding is partly due to the Ukraine war and various other factors, the economic shock still that persists from the COVID pandemic. But funding is urgently needed to ensure that these really vulnerable children don't die.
Yeah, and you mentioned that number 10 million being the number of children affected around the world. And if my research is anything to go by, it seems South Asia is the epicenter of severe wasting. I mean, are there other parts within the continent, around the world, which show a cause for concern in terms of demographics for child wasting?
Yes, the largest numbers are found in South Asia, but we are most concerned at the moment in countries in the Horn of Africa, in the Sahel, Yemen and Afghanistan, where the lethal combination of factors such as climate-related drought, is combined with the severe economic shocks. These are some of the poorest and least resourced countries in the world, also many of them affected by conflict. And the Horn of Africa, for example, has been really hard hit by the knock-on effects of the war in Ukraine, which have meant huge increases in the price of food, which vulnerable populations just simply cannot cope with such a lethal combination of different factors.
All right, well, we leave it then. I appreciate you speaking to us right here on the South African Morning about this. That was, of course, UNICEF's Christiane Rudert telling us more about, of course, the severity of child wasting around the world, but also the Horn of Africa showing concern in terms of the number of children affected by this.